if anybody was looking for a reason to move to the state of Minnesota, let's turn our attention there, where last week, in addition to commemorating the 5-year anniversary of the overdose death of George Floyd, the Minnesota Supreme Court also passed a ruling that women can legally bare their breasts in public. So,
nice.
If all you degenerates out there wanted a new place to relocate, Minnesota might be the place for you, although I'm sure the large Muslim population would have an issue with that.
Humberto, you moving?
No, I'm not moving. I might be going.
You jealous?
There.
Are you jealous of Minnesota?
What?
Hey.
Am I jealous of Minnesota? There was nothing
No.
to show, buddy. There's nothing to show. But Humberto was just saying this morning how much he loves boobs. It's like, well, there you go.
This is
Move
the
to
right
Minnesota.
the right to bare boobs.
Yeah.
Right? I don't like this at all.
Oh,
Like,
boy.
Let's go over some of the
Prude.
over some of the details of this case, and then I'll let you guys make up your minds.
Okay.
So this case centers around Eloisa Ruby Plancarte, who was arrested and cited with a misdemeanor in 2021 after she was observed in Rochester walking around a gas station parking lot with her breasts exposed. This was the 3rd time she had been arrested for doing this. The arresting officer also found a vial of cocaine in her purse. Her contention was that she did not violate laws against public nudity because it was not a lewd activity. Where she was she was saying that in order for an action to be lewd, there needs to be sexual behavior involved. All she was doing was taking her shirt off. There's nothing sexual about that, she tried to say. The Minnesota Supreme Court agreed with her, though multiple lower courts did not. In a majority opinion, the justices found that the law's use of the term lewdly required evidence of sexual conduct, which was absent in this case. To quote from one of the justices on the court, interpreting private parts to include female and not male breasts would lead to the continued stigmatization of female breasts as inherently sexual and reinforce the sexual objectification of women. As other courts have recognized, the idea that female breasts are primarily sexual is rooted in stereotypes.
Now, where's the line,
Let's
though?
discuss.
Like, what if she did a little shimmy? Is it sexual at that point?
Yeah.
Because
don't
maybe
look at
just
me.
Look,
I'm not the one to make that determination.
It's a
when
great,
does it become sexual?
exactly. It's a great
all right,
point, Brandon.
This is the beginning of the end.
Oh,
right?
boy.
Let me black pill a little bit here. All right. Back in the 1900s, all right, if a lady like Amy right now exposed her ankles,
Yeah.
all right, it would have been a riot.
Well, she actually has her ankles covered by the
Yep.
socks.
Sorry,
so-
chat.
Sorry,
No
chat.
toes today. Sorry.
But-
Lots of
You
kneecaps,
tease.
though.
Lots of kneecaps.
Let me tell you something. Like, if a lady exposed her ankles, like people in World War I, they would get ankle pictures.
They call
and-
her a floozy.
a floozy,
Yeah.
right? So I love boobs too much to turn them into ankles or elbows. So I don't know. I think we should reverse this and keep them covered. Plus, I was
It is dangerous.
what?
Like, because remember the Seinfeld episode where Kramer rams into somebody because there's the girl walking down the street with her boobs bopping around because she wasn't wearing a bra. So I mean, there's situations where you're driving along all innocently and then you get whiplash from a head turning situation. So if somebody with some just giant knockers is walking around,
Jokes-
you're driving. That's a dangerous situation for somebody.
Jokes aside,
I'm being 100% serious.
Until
That
it
sounds like a
becomes
joke.
commonplace. Until you see it every day, and then, like Humberto's
that's-
saying, it
that's
stops
sad.
being a special thing.
they become
But
elbows.
it's look at
They become
anytime there's some radical feminist protest in France or anyone at a nude beach.
Oh, there was a
everybody
lady-
acknowledge whoever walks around with their top off. It's never anybody you'd want to see naked.
There was that
It's
trans.
exclusively ugly,
the White
heavy-set
House.
people.
Do you remember the trans activist at the White House? She is permanently is permanently banned from the White House for life for exposing his breasts.
His breasts.
Yes, his
breasts.
implanted
Good, that was obscene.
breast.
But
Yeah.
jokes aside, maybe this is funny. I mean,
It's not even a joke,
no,
though.
it's not a joke. But this is a very French law case.
No, I'll tell you what it is.
Minnesota.
It's third world behavior is what it is. Because if you look around the world, the place where women and men both walk around equally shirtless is like the plains of Africa and the deep jungles of the Amazon, where they haven't invented clothing yet.
Right.
When we reach a point of civilization where we are all equally civilized, we put clothes on. Like there's a base level of human decency that goes along with
And
this.
how much further can we go past that even? Because, I mean, when you think about even maybe just 10 years ago, 20 years ago, the idea of dressing in a promiscuous way was so looked down on, and now it's seen as empowerment.
That's-
How much further can we get past the boobs? Are we talking about the
that's the
JJ
trick.
next?
That's the
Are we
trick.
going full-blown nudity?
Yes,
what?
it's a victory for
It's gonna happen.
It's a victory for pervs everywhere because
Yeah.
Okay, great. The feminists get what they want, where they can not wear shirts anytime they see fit. And the pervs get all the access to boobs.
That's such brainwashing, though, to convince them that like they're more empowered because they're allowed to be naked when it's like totally devaluing them. Because I mean, what value does it add to you if you're just walking around with your knockers out?
And female
100%.
empowerment also came in the form of sleeping around, which somehow again benefited degenerate dudes.
Yeah, it's easier to manipulate women.
I swear
guess,
it's a psyop. It's a psyop from men. The people who started the feminist movement, aside from Kate Millay, was probably a man who was pushing a lot of these things to achieve a lot of these ends.
These guys are so easy to manipulate.
There's a bigger lesson here that applies everywhere throughout the United States. The thing is modesty, all right? And modesty doesn't need a law. Like, I was listening to this guy, he's a Christian thinker, and he was like, you shouldn't expose parts of yourself that you don't want people to comment on public, you know? So, like, the thing is, things have gone, like, especially here in South Florida, it's gone too far. I went to, I went grocery shopping, and these girls have this new leggings that they kind of pinch in the back, and they leave nothing to the imagination. And it's just awkward. Like, if you're there with your wife, just trying to shop, and you have all these women practically naked walking around at the grocery shop, like, it's not good for anyone.
Try going to the gym.
Humberto,
try going to the beach.
Humberto doesn't like yoga pants in general, but I completely agree with you. There's ones that like scrunch up the butt, and there's like a line through the arse cheek, like the crack. They do that intentionally to make the butt look bigger and lifted.
It's a push-up bra for your butt cheeks.
Exactly.
But let's say hypothetically we wanted a situation in where it's more fair and like, yes, men can take their shirts off just about anywhere. We even did it on the last episode. Vinny took his shirt off. Kelly obviously did not. But if we're trying to balance those scales, it's just, hey, men, keep your shirts on more places, not women wear them fewer places.
It's going to be self-regulated, though, because, I mean, I don't think the government needs to be involved in, like, saying what the rules are with this, because, you know, some chicks are going to do it, and it's going to be like, oh, yeah, whatever, but I don't think it's going to be, like, a thing that just takes on, like, it's a massive trend, but the more you try to stop people from doing something, the more they want to do it, so...
No,
the only reason...
Brandon,
what?
No, come on.
What?
Like, there's children.
That's what I was going to say, the kids.
There's children out there. I think we need a minimum...
Who were recently breastfed? Children get breastfed.
Yeah, but we need a minimum respect for children, married men.
How about this?
Why do you...
Should underage girls be able to take their shirts off in public?
100% no.
No.
Yeah. Okay, then why is age a factor there?
Dude,
if there's nothing inherently sexual about the female breast, why is it wrong for underage girls to be shirtless, but
Nobody
okay
should be
for adult
shirtless.
women?
You guys remember the
what's the
rating
line with that,
system
then?
for movies? Like, I swear that has changed so much over the years, where before, even if there was something slightly sexual, it was an MA movie. Now you can have a full-blown sex scene and, like, it's just M. But nudity is one of the things that exists within the parameters of that rating system. And so, okay, it's not okay for movies, or there needs to be age restrictions when it comes to movies, but in real life, women can just walk around with their titties out, and any child who's in the way just needs to see that.
There's 3 points here. First of all, it's Western culture precedent, all right? All the way back to the Greeks, like the birth of Western civilization, all right? You had men with, bare chest, whatever they were doing.
Well, Spartans used to wrestle naked, but let's not go there.
And females will cover their breast, all right? Because they bring life, and they nature kids, and it's a private part. That's the first consideration. And the second is, like, our salvation, our purity, all right? Like, the society right now is just bombarding men with sex everywhere. Like, this is not natural. It's not good at all.
Yeah.
And I think they've actually done studies, sorry, Connor, I know you're about to say something, on like what it literally does to a man's, I don't know if it's their dopamine receptors or whatever that spike as soon as they perceive a sexualized image. And that's why the saying goes, sex sells, because of the way it elicits certain reactions specifically in the male brain. That's why they use it for marketing.
And I'll let you guys in on some of the secret behind-the-scenes stuff we're doing here. When we were talking about the thumbnail for this episode, we're doing a lot of stuff about breasts and OnlyFans. You saw there are no boobs in the thumbnail. You will not find pictures of breasts in the images we're going to show on screen for the rest of this. And we were talking about, we would get more clicks if we put some busty OnlyFans chick leaning over the camera. But we're trying to elevate the discussion a little bit more and not rely on boobs for clicks. And maybe that's why this episode will not get nearly as many as it could have.
So if you like this clip, click right here. And if you want to see more like it, click right here. Stay angry, Patriots.